Today on the Great White Shark Experience podcast, we have Sophu. She's a joint owner of Shark Research Unit here in Mossel Bay. Originally from the Eastern Cape, Sophu started out as an outreach coordinator for oceans research. Sophu is a passionate communicator whose vision is to inspire and pave the way for the next generation. Today we talk about how Sophu got started in the industry, the challenges she has faced, and her aims for the future.
Okay, cheers Sophu. Welcome to the podcast, the Great White Shark Experience. It's been a while. We've been trying to get you on for ages.
I know. I'm sorry. It's been a while.
I'm glad we've got you. Glad we've got you on finally.
Yeah.
So I first met you when? 2017 or 2019, I think.
2018, I believe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Because you used to work for Oceans Research.
Yeah.
And you were the outreach coordinator.
Yeah. I think it's 2018 because I arrived 2017 December.
Okay.
So it has to be 2018.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. So I think that ended because I came back end of 2018, I believe. So yeah, it must have been then, and then 2019.
Yeah.
And that was the crazy years.
Jeez, it's been a while, eh?
Yeah. But yeah, here we are, and now you are an owner of a research company in Mossel Bay.
Yeah, I know. It's funny if you look like where you started. You never think like where your journey is going to end, and then now it's almost like you always arrive at a place, you know, and then you're shocked and you're like, oh, okay, we're here. So yeah.
No, but it's been a roller coaster, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a lot of, you know, challenges, breaking fears, growing.
That's it, pushing the boundaries.
I know. Oh, remember the first time I learned to swim? That journey.
Yeah, that was crazy as well.
Oh my gosh.
And then you scuba dived.
I know. Well, I kind of felt like I was like pushed in the water if you think about it, because it was the time where Phoebe and them were here that I learned to swim, and then went straight
They made you do it, didn't they?
Snorkeling, and then everyone was just like holding my hand in the water.
Just back to back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then literally after that, then I started diving.
Yeah, make you swim, then throw you under the water.
that was scary, but it was nice at the same time, because at the end of the day, as much as I cried a lot during those times, because like obviously I was so uncomfortable. But then afterwards, just seeing that you can actually do it and you've done it, then kind of gives you more strength to push on and you know, break more boundaries.
Yeah.
I remember that was my motto back then. Breaking boundaries.
Breaking boundaries.
I even wrote it when I qualified.
That should be a motto now.
Yeah, like it is.
Get it on a Shark Research Unit t-shirt.
Well.
Why not?
Yeah, definitely.
No, Becca. Yeah, no, but you've definitely come a long way since I've known you, but even probably before then. Like. Yeah. And then you went to Cape Town for a while.
Yeah, so, you know, life kind of happened. So obviously with Oceans Research, you know, I was doing what I loved, you know, with the outreach work, you know, doing See the Change programs, employability programs, project, working with the department. That was truly amazing, and an amazing season to learn about myself and just how I want to position myself in the conservation industry. And then that time kind of ended, and then I was in Cape Town for a good 8 months. Yeah. And that was a lot of introspection time, I have to say. You know, just looking back at, because everything is a high. Yeah. And then I remember I did a lot of traveling in between that time. And then it's what happens when everything kind of stops. Yeah. And then you're having to find yourself and build yourself back up again. So that was a hard time emotionally. And then I came back to Mossel Bay, which like I remember I wrote it down that this is not I'm not finishing with sharks. I'm coming back in the shark industry. And I was just like, you know, using my time with volunteering and stuff like that, attending courses and all of that. And then, I was back in Mossel Bay. Right.
This place catches you.
Now I'm here.
It does catch you.
Yeah, it's crazy. Sheesh, man. Yeah. It's crazy when you look back at you.
I think a lot of people went through the same thing, especially through like COVID and things, like where their life just ended. Like what they were doing, their social life, their maybe if they had like social jobs, outdoor jobs, all those kind of things, those work just stopped. And a lot of people had to figure out, okay, I'm back to basics now. Like, who am I? What am I doing? Like, this needs to.
Yeah. I have to say, like, that was the core time.
Yeah.
For me, like, leading to finishing up with what I was doing with OR and finding myself again. Well, and then coming back to Mossel Bay.
Yeah.
But it's what happened during that time, during COVID.
Yeah.
Because, especially like, I know I was alone at that time. And then you're stuck alone and there's just a lot happening. And a lot of people experience that. And you kind of had a flashback on your life while you're alive.
Yeah.
On how you want to shape it going forward. And, I think as much as, COVID time was very hard, but there are some positives that came out of it in terms of, people going back to themselves and just looking into like, what do you want out of your life and how can you start doing that because it's not late, you're still alive kind of thing, and just valuing life more.
That's it. I think sometimes you do forget how far you've come, and you do have to reevaluate and just take a minute, remember everything that you've done over the past few years and think, okay, it's been all right.
Because everything's a rush.
And you forget as well. You forget everything that you've done, and then it's only when you take reflection that you remember again. Yeah.
I know. And there's so much power into that, hey? Because you also get to celebrate all those different seasons in your life.
Yeah.
And also, because we're always in a season. We're always in a season maybe of growth, of change, of whatever. And when you take the time to actually recognize what has happened and how you got to where you are, you get strength to be like, whatever season you're in right now, a year later or months later, you'll be able to celebrate what you've learned and you kind of take it with a more positive light.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, good. So what's on the cards now for Sophu?
Oh, my gosh. Reinventing, I guess. So,
always.
Always. Right now, as we said, I am venturing more in the science communication side of things.
Yeah.
So, I've dabbled and dabbled a lot on it. And at that time, it was just more, curiosity. This is more what I'm comfortable with, what works and all of that. And now it's more intentional in diving deep in that. And, my vision is still one in a sense of magnifying people's stories.
Yeah.
And I aim to do that and aim to use different tools within science communication, and that's why I'm diving into that and venturing in more.
Yeah.
Recently, I went into it was a conference called NUF, so they're using film, and documentaries and all of that to storytelling. So bridging the gap between science and filmmakers or storytellers, making it relatable to people because there's so much, information that we can like show people, but we need to find that middle ground. And also, how do we reach the villages? How do we reach, the grandpas and the grandmas and the children?
Yeah. You get a broad spectrum.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, and if we want to, pave or create a future for the next generation, we need to impact them right now. And what can we do in that? Bringing real scientific facts, but in a way that they can understand.
Yeah.
So I've been kind of like venturing in that more, and I'm studying again. Also adding to that.
What are you studying now?
I'm continuing with nature conservation.
Okay,
but I'm doing my advanced diploma now.
Nice.
And then I'm really excited for next year because then I will actually be able to do research in this field. So I'm really, really excited for that, but I have to finish this year, which has been crazy.
So you started studying and you took on a business and everything else and the outreach program. You're going to be busy. It's
been crazy, but it's so worth it.
Yeah.
It's so worth it because we have to be on the ground to be able to impact change. And
100%.
Yeah, I truly believe in that. And if right now I have the energy, I might as well use it, you know? And build something that's going to stand for generations.
Yeah.
So that's the aim right now, just to figuring out that bridge and bringing real scientific research in it, and bridging the gap. Like my aim, man, is to go back to my rural areas and be like, look, this is what I do. This is what I love, and
come
and
do
you
it too.
can also do it. You know, and just bringing that hope, and also not just that. On the side in the evenings, I'm also able to get into these meetings where government and IUCN and all of these people, because we need to also understand the policies that are being done. How do we engage those policies? How do we engage government? Because it doesn't help to just like target the ground and we're not doing anything when it comes to the high up levels. So we need to understand how those decisions are being made and understand how we can actually impact change there. And how can we make our voices be heard as well. So it's like a two-way thing, attacking it in both sides. And but I'm still hopeful, because you can see, as much as this, we talk a lot about like arrogance in terms of like our government and stuff like that, but really there are people that are there as well that want to see the change, but they need the public to know their rights, to know that their voices matter, and that's how then we can impact that change.
Move forward. Keep making change.
And
you've been doing an awesome job so far. You've got so many outreach programs on the go, and
thank you.
You've been killing it.
It's important. Like, we're young, and I always say, like,
are you part of Justice for Jaws as well?
So Justice for Jaws, Youth for MPA, so Youth for Marine Protected Areas. Oh I didn't tell you this. So I'm also the regional coordinator, African regional coordinator for minorities in shark science. So that's
really?
A organization based in the US, but they have a bigger impact, and basically my job is to like get people in Africa and say, okay, what do you want? What do you want to see? What type of opportunities do you want? Let's make that happen, kind of thing. And also be the voice, be like middleman for them as well. And and then also another regional coordinator for the steering committee of the IUCN. So
Wow, that's you just threw that in there like it was a little side thing.
I know. I mean, it's good for people to know, so that they know also the key contact, for these things. But we're working our way in these spaces.
No, it's amazing. And now you've got a really good platform with the Shark Research Unit.
Definitely.
To help with that, and that's incredible.
And it's like one of those things, like now we own the company. Sometimes we talk, it's like we want to see this and that and that.
But now you own it. Now you know the realities of making those things happen.
And that humbles you. That humbles you, because now like you really have the opportunity, and it's how you use that opportunity. And it's frightening to be in that seat, because it's no longer just like, it's easy to talk, but I'm grateful to have been able to have this opportunity while I'm in this age, so that I have
this experience as well, isn't it? And
on both of them. And also, like, when I talk to other people as well, it's like it's really easy to be on the other side and be like, we want to see this and this and this, but then when you have the opportunity, what are you doing? And
because now you have to balance everything. You've got the finance, you've got the interns, you've got the dependents, you've got the staff, you've got the everything now. So
so you have to find that balance, and also not wanting to do something just for the sake of doing something, but want to do something that will really bring impact on the ground. I don't want to just take pictures and look good kind of thing with people or with whatever I'm doing, but what changes is that action bringing? And now just diving deep into those things, and like not. It's no longer just kind of like, oh, I have an idea, let me just do it. But it's like, okay, let's sit down critically and look at this. Long term, what is this idea going to bring? And, all of those things. But it's an amazing opportunity, truly. So,
it is. It's fantastic. And what challenges are you seeing so far? Are you, like, you're a few months in now. It's a learning curve.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. I think mostly it's managing people and expectations, because Yeah, let me just leave it like that. Managing people.
That's a good way of saying it, actually, because you've got a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're working with, you've got interns.
Yeah.
And you have to they're there to help you, but they're also there to work for the company and to be there for the company. So yeah.
And also it's like this thing of you want each and every person that comes in to have a full experience.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
It's not a money making business.
No.
Just like, yes, you need money, obviously, but
you want to deliver.
What
on
do
that.
they come out with?
Yeah.
And that's the big thing, that like making sure that at the end of the month they come out with something tangible.
Yeah.
And the expectations are met. So and then on the other side of it's just managing us, and the staff and all
I think you did touch on a good point there, because I think that's one thing you can definitely tell from the different programs and experiences, even in South Africa, all up and down. The ones that are like adding value, that's the key, isn't it? If you are deliberately trying to add value to other people's lives, you're going to win. Like,
definitely.
And it's when there's a lot of people who aren't. There's a lot of experiences who it's just for money. It's like this and that and what have you. But yeah, if there's genuine value added to people's lives, then it's a good.
Definitely, and that's the key. At the end of the day, that's the key. And I love our dynamics, because we also like the directors, like we're so different and complement each other in that sense as well.
Oh, you and Nico.
Yeah,
we've had Nico on here a few times. He's a regular now.
Yeah. I said to him, come. He was like, no, you do this one.
Yeah. You'll do it. We'll do another one, and you guys can come on together.
Good. But it's important because it's important to put ourselves sometimes, in that person's shoes.
Yeah.
Like, if you were that person, what would you also like to get? And there's a lot of tokenism happening. I've experienced quite a lot of it. Being, young, being a woman, and being black. I've experienced it, and that's one thing that I never want any person to experience in our company.
Yeah.
You come, get the experience that you
also
were told you were going to get, and and also finding ways to advance and grow and
no, it's a good mold to have for your business and to set out with, because it's a messy world, isn't it? And
and we need to build strong, Mark. That's the thing. Look, there's this thing of, okay, we're building for future generations, and I know it's almost not fair to us as well, because we want to experience this, we want to enjoy everything and all that, but it's the truth, because if more of us are having that mindset of we're building for future generations, then we build strong. We build from strong to strong to strong. And we're laying this strong foundations so that the next person comes and also builds strong and all that. So one of the things that I absolutely love with what we're doing, it's like being open source and being open with our research in a sense of...
That's a really good thing you guys are doing, actually.
Exactly.
Just collaborating with everyone.
We want the same thing.
Yeah, everyone wants it, but for some reason in the science community, everyone's guarded and put brick walls up and everything. So it's a nightmare. Yeah, and especially at this time when the sharks are fucking running out and there's
exactly. And it's funny how much backslash we're getting from that.
Really?
Just being an open source
should I start doing it as well?
So it's crazy how like. We want to open everything and make it accessible to everyone, and that simple act is bringing so much negativity on it.
Really.
But at the end of the day, someone has to start, and I believe in us. Like, I believe in our generation and the generation to come. I'm not saying I'm not believing in the older generation.
Yeah.
But like. We all need to be allies, and one thing that you see is being a push with our generation now is, the collaboration. Let's work together and all that. And I understand that in the olden times, maybe even the resources were not a lot, and hence the hoarding of things. It's like, I have it, it's mine, because there's not a lot of it out there. I understand that mindset, but now it's like, we need to stop being closed-minded and open up, because I always say, like, you have wealthy, like the old generation, for instance, the mature generation, you have a wealth of information for years that we can benefit on if we come together and collaborate, because at the end of the day, we are doing this for the same thing. But yeah, there's a lot of politics and resource and finances that goes into it, but I think we are going to the right direction, but I do believe things could happen a bit faster than they are right now.
Yeah, it does feel like walking through like thick mud, doesn't it, at the moment?
Yeah.
But going in the right direction, but not fast enough.
But yeah, we are not interested in the politics.
No.
That is one thing.
That's the best thing. Stay out of them. Just stay out. Stay well clear. Especially shark politics. They're like,
we're not interested in that.
Isn't it?
Yeah, and especially now, sharks and orcas now. It's like...
So,
another thing that is just like, stay out of it.
Everyone's fighting. This is the problem though. Everyone's fighting for scraps, but like, I don't get it, because I think the science community is quite insular, but then if you actually look at the wider community, like the internet especially, there's 8 billion people on there. Like, who are you competing with to get these people? There's 8 billion. I'm sure you can find a few different people and other people. So I think everyone's fighting to be the name, but it
depends on that vision. What do you want at the end of the day? If your goal is to become famous or whatever, obviously that's what you're going to fight for. If your goal is to, you will let your name be known or whatever, like, you're going to fight a different way. If your goal is to bring unity within the conservation, you fight a little bit different. If your goal is collaboration, you fight a little bit different. So it's all like all of this for me shows the vision,
the intent behind it.
And then your action then follows that.
So going back to that, what brought you to the shark world, and why do you stay here? Go on.
So, like, obviously, as I said, I studied nature conservation, right? And then getting in there, I thought that would have been like a very unified world, because I didn't go to marine biology or just terrestrial. I wanted something that will combine those two worlds and give me a better understanding of them. And to my luck, I got to university. That's not what I got, because obviously, they get, professors that are, experts in certain fields, and that was mainly terrestrial. And so on my practical, I decided, you know what, let me then venture into the marine. And at that time, your girl didn't know how to swim. Your girl has never been on the boat.
You were breaking boundaries.
I was. So that was interesting. And I remember I went to ask, because I wasn't sure if that was even allowed, because of how terrestrial our course was. So I inquired, and I told them this was the vision that I had. This was back then, 2014.
Way back when,
So the vision is, a unified conservation. That's what I want to see. I want to see us working together. I want to see us, both of these worlds kind of coming together. And they told me, you can do that, but obviously you won't be able to do, because there's criteria. So I think that kind of threw me into the deep, in a sense of, as much as I was doing practical with sharks, I had to still find ways to make my experience with the university criteria.
Okay. So what sort of criteria was there for that?
It's just terrestrial things that you're supposed to be doing in a terrestrial a reserve and stuff like that that you needed to know. From back then, I kind of had to like split in two and work. But
you made it work.
I did. So that's how I got into it. And I still remember my interview with Oceans. They asked me, they were like, "You've never been on the boat?" I'm like, "No." "Do you know how to swim?" "No." "Have you seen a shark?" "No." "But you want to work with them?" "Yeah." So and I remember the question was, if I were to give you a book with sharks, would you be scared of it? I was like, "No, I will read it, no problem." Because you know me, like, I'm curious, and I'll bring my energy. It's like, I don't know anything, but I can tell you now I'm going to learn and I will be good at it.
Yeah.
And then they took me.
And Never looked back.
I still remember, Mark, my first time seeing a shark.
Great life.
And back in the day,
You get hectic seasickness as well.
I do still
Still to this day.
Still to this day.
Yeah.
I remember, but back then, because obviously you are getting seasick, but you don't know what you feel. Like I didn't know what I was feeling. I was just not feeling good.
Yeah.
And I remember because we had like other interns with us and stuff like that, and it was nice because the first month we entered as an intern so that we can get an experience before we became, field specialists.
Yeah.
And then I remember everyone, like when the first shark came and, on the bait and everything, everyone went towards the shark and I was the only one going away from the shark.
To the other side of the boat.
Yeah, like I was going on the other side and everyone's going towards the shark. And I was just like, so like, what was that? And it was so big. And yeah, but also just throughout that shift and you just started seeing the different behaviors of shark and it was amazing and it was beautiful and I kind of got stuck to this day.
I mean, we all did. That's why we're all here. We're stuck. We can't go. We can't leave now.
I know.
You've just spent your days with great white sharks. What do you do now?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
And I think for me, my biggest thing is people that mentored me.
Yeah.
I send shout outs like to people like Sasha, Esther, Justin.
Yeah.
People that just kind of like, seed you through. And Esther helped me a lot with Keep Feeling Alive because back then already like education was my thing.
Yeah.
And then I just started developing it more because I didn't know. It was just a curiosity at that point. I was like, this is cool. I want to talk to people about sharks.
Yeah.
Because now I'm learning about them. And then I'm like, if I'm learning about the ocean, I'm like, I didn't know the ocean was this important. I was shocked. Like, I didn't know, basic things about, like, how much oxygen we get and how much carbon dioxide is taken. I didn't know about those things. And when I heard about it, I was like, okay, we need someone with a voice to keep this up and, like, teach more, talk more, bring more awareness. And that's when, my venture started with, awareness building with Keep Feeling Alive.
Yeah.
And then from there, outreach coordinator. And then from there,
Yeah. Amazing. No, it's been a hell of a journey. And now you're like one of the faces of like sort of in the ocean world now.
Yeah.
You really are.
It's an honor.
Pioneer.
That's amazing. Yeah. We need more. And as I said, like we need more representation.
And then you did a Nat Geo doco?
I did.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I was just remembering back. I was like, I'm sure you've done a documentary, but I couldn't remember who it was for.
It was the Shark Attack files with the Nat Geo.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
And that was just before COVID as well, wasn't it?
No, it was after. Like
was it after COVID?
Kind of like
it was during, wasn't it?
The COVID time.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was quite strange, honestly, even being on the boat and everything like that. And man, so one of the things that happened there, obviously it was my first time, cameras on me and all that. And I had this like afro, okay? But my hair, as you can see, like my hair has no discipline, okay? So like
looks good.
My hair is everywhere. So I'm going on the first day of the shoot, right? And I'm thinking maybe it's, we're going to be like introducing or whatever. Like I have no idea what to expect. So be there and I'm wearing like this like jean, like I was just not looking good, bro. Like, that's just the play. They
hadn't given you a heads up.
And then I rock up and then they started shooting. And then the next day I had planned to like do my hair and stuff like that because I didn't get the person to do it like before. So I'm talking about it casually on the boat. I was like, my hair, it's a mess. Tomorrow I'm just going to go in and do it. They're like, no, you can't.
You continuity now. You did it on the first day. Now you got to stick it up.
I was distraught. I was like, look at me. What I'm wearing, like how I'm looking. What do you mean I'm going to be wearing this exact same thing?
Yeah.
And I have to look the exact same way? Like, to this day, I think I watched that documentary once. Like, I don't like it.
No.
I look so bad. And my family's
sure
reaction. I think that was the highlight of
Your
it.
family's reaction. I bet they
Yeah.
love seeing you on TV, eh?
Yeah, well, they laughed at how I looked, but they were just
Bring it.
like, why? Like, why were you wearing, like, why were you looking like that? You knew you were going on TV. Like, everyone saw you looking like that. I was like, well, I didn't plan it. I didn't know.
Nobody gave me a heads
I
up.
didn't know. Now I know. So for the next shoot, like, there was another one that we shot. Then there, I looked good. I looked smashing.
You turned up on the first day and you prepped.
I was ready on the second one. I was ready.
You turned up to the meeting prepped.
Yeah.
I'm wearing these whole clothes, this everything the same.
Like, I was shocked when they told me that. I was like, and you would think those are things that everyone know. Like, I really didn't know,
No.
and I don't think
I wouldn't
about
know.
it.
Nobody knows. Like, unless you've never worked on a documentary before, you wouldn't
Right.
know. I wouldn't know.
But yeah, that was crazy. So I looked shade the whole time, and I remember, oh my gosh, when we had to get in the water with my mug, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Why?
And then I got in the water, and then when I went out, my hair was a mess, more of a mess than what it was before. And cameras just like straight on you, and you're like, I don't feel cute right now, but okay, we gotta do this. So yeah, but yeah, that dog actually, because one of the people in the village that I come from viewed it with, you know, our clan, which is Ojoacha. So it's like a big clan, and then they were in this you know, big house. You know, most of the villages have big houses and stuff, and they viewed it together.
Oh,
and
really?
For me, that was...
They had a whole, like, movie night.
They had a whole movie night for
Yes.
that. And that's what I'm talking about, Mark. Like, a simple
That's a good community
thing.
vibe, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
And that's how you impact it, because also they see someone, hey, that's us.
Yeah.
That's us right
Now,
there.
I want to go on there now.
Do you get
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's a community, it's a vibe, and that's how you start changing perceptions about sharks and
Definitely.
everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. Thanks for reminding me about
awesome.
that. I forgot about that.
That was an awesome time. I remember that. I was, super stoked for you, because I think it was long overdue as well, because like you're such a big personality, and like I think you naturally fit that TV personality, and so it's been it was a long time overdue.
Yeah.
It was good.
We need
to do a few
another
more.
one.
Yeah, you need to do another one.
We need another one.
White Shark Ocean doco next.
Yes, let's get funding.
No,
Let's
we'll
do
have to
this.
try and do it.
No,
but
that was crazy.
But yeah, we're pretty much out of time now, but I want to say it's been super interesting. And just one last one. Favourite shark that you've ever seen?
Oh, you know this.
Oh, do I?
Favorite shark? My favorite shark?
Yeah.
It's a pajama shark.
Oh, your pyjama sharks.
I will. I'm sure you thought I was going to say like something big or whatever.
Well, I thought you were going to go for a particular white shark. But it's okay, like pajama. I mean,
No,
so
it's a pajama shark.
Yeah, pajama shark.
That's my
Do you have
shark.
a favourite pajama shark?
That's my favorite shark.
Have you got a personal one, like in the dollar with a tag on, that you know
I
which one it
should
is?
actually
You should pick
do-
one.
I should
You shouldn't
do
pick favourites, but you should with sharks.
I should actually do that. Now you're giving me an idea.
Pajama sharks are beautiful though.
But my big thing is like why I love them. They are the perfect sharks, like species to introduce to people. If you look at a if you
Actually, that's a
Okay.
good point. I hadn't thought of it like that. But yeah.
me being in this science communication thing, and obviously with sharks,
Yeah.
you talk about a pajama. It is so cute. I mean, come on.
They do wear
It's
pajamas.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shark
They
wearing
have
a
funky
pajama.
eyes though. They do have their little alien bug eyes, which
Yeah.
throws me a little. But yeah, they are cute sharks.
I mean, you first see the stripes before you see the eyes.
Yeah, that's true. They still look kind of cool.
And when like they get into a donut and just like hide their eyes, like they're cute.
They just curl
I think
around
they're
you.
perfect ambassadors
Yeah.
for sharks in South Africa.
That's it.
I'll keep on saying this until it becomes
A thing.
a thing.
Yeah.
In my world, it is.
There we go.
Thanks for having me, man.
Well, thank you very much, Sophu, and we're definitely going to do this again. We'll have to get you and Nico on again together. Cheers,
Thanks.
cheers. Thanks.